नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरवीसे नमः नमो ब्रह्मणे देवाय गो ब्रह्मण हिताय च जगदीताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश कांतराधा नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि प्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये मूकं करोति वाचालं कृपातमं देशिकं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं वन्दे श्रीगुरो श्रीरामपदं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदां सगणललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. So we will go chapter by chapter and understand why in Bhagavad Gita what is being stated is being stated. Right? The first chapter, Srila Prabhupada translates as, observing the armies on the battlefield. Right? But in the Sanskrit part of the story, it's called Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Right? One second. I'll share my screen so that it becomes easier what the chapter title is in Sanskrit. Share the entire screen. Here is my Word document. Are you able to see my Word document? Prabhu and Mataji, Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hand stop, madam.
Hare Krishna. Somebody wanted to join. One second, let me see. Admit Ambika Rani Mataji. Okay. Right now. Okay. This 14. Right. That's better. So if we take chapter 1 in Sanskrit, it is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Right? Now here we need to understand, what does the word Vishada mean?
Means lamenting?
Lamenting sorrow. Right? So I'll ask a question, Prabhu and Mataji. Now I'm trying to ask you a question. If you get $1,000 bonus, would you be happy or unhappy?
Happy.
Right? Whereas you're traveling by Met and you accidentally drop a $10, would you be unhappy or happy after coming home and realizing you dropped a $10?
Unhappy. Unhappy.
So unhappiness comes from losing something than gaining something, right? When there is yoga, why is there Vishada? You see my question? Yoga means link with God, correct?
Yeah.
Vishada is lamentation, that is losing something. When it is linked with God, why is there lamentation?
Because you're still not disconnected with material life. You still have the yoga, but you're still connected with the material thing. Still have that
Sure, that's a generic
connection.
answer, Mataji. I accept. I accept the generic answer. I'm looking for the specific. When, when does Lord Krishna place the chariot in the battlefield, in the midst of the two armies? Is it by himself or after Arjuna asks?
After Arjuna.
Right. After placing the chariot in the battlefield, once Arjuna has asked, what are the words that Krishna says?
Yeah, look at the Kurus.
He says, behold the Kurus. He doesn't say Kauravas or Pandavas. So this Vishada, Arjuna's sorrow, is yoga because Krishna decided to put him in that situation with his words. That's the trigger to Arjuna's Vishada. Why? Krishna wants to teach us Bhagavad Gita, therefore he has put Arjuna in that situation. Clear? Because it's a lamentation induced by Lord Krishna to teach us Bhagavad Gita. That's why it's a yoga for Arjuna. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji, clear on this?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
That's it. Somebody wants to get in. Hare Krishna. Who is it? Somebody wants to join the call. I'm not able to see who it is.
I think you have to go up, Prabhu. Yeah.
So now you see, now chapter 2 in Sanskrit is called Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya. What does the word Sankhya in Sanskrit mean? Analytical, numerical. Right? Analytical, numerical. Right? Let's look at both. So here, all I would capture is that Krishna induced lamenting situation to teach Bhagavad Gita to all of us. That's the piece. That's chapter 1. Right. Now, what is analytically discussed in chapter 2 versus what is numerically discussed? Numerical as in quantify. Right? Quantify. Qualitative, and I'll call it analytical, qualitative and quantitative analysis. Let me put it that way. Qualitative and quantitative analysis is Sankhya. So let's look at what is the qualitative analysis, what is the quantitative analysis. What's qualitatively discussed in Bhagavad Gita?
That we are not this body and we are soul.
That's differentiation analytical, Mataji. I'm talking quality.
Quality.
If you see, the soul cannot be burnt. The soul cannot be cut. Right?
Yeah.
That's analysis of the soul in a qualitative manner. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Then the body is impermanent. It gets destroyed. Again, quality of the body. Nature of the body, nature of the soul. Yes?
Yeah.
Body and soul quality is discussed. Do you agree this is qualitative analysis?
Yeah.
Right. Now, what is discussed quantitatively there? As in quantum.
We are part and parcel.
No, part and parcel comes in the 15th chapter, Prabhuji. I'm talking second chapter, what is the quantity that's discussed? The quantification is the transformation of the body. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
From boyhood
Yeah.
to childhood to old age. Yes?
Yeah.
Correct? There is a quantity for each hood, right? And each
Okay.
age. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Right. So the qualitative and quantitative. Now, what is further discussed in a qualitative manner is not just this analysis called Sankhya Yoga. If you see around the 40th verse of Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Lord Krishna says, Yesha te bhihita Sankhye buddhi yoge tvimam shrunu. So Sankhya Yoga was only one part of it. Right? Buddhi Yoga is the second part of it. And there, Lord Krishna also discussed Karma Yoga, where he says, you have only the right to perform karma, but not expect the results. Yes? He discussed Karma Yoga, right to perform duty and not to expect result. Yes, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Yes? And then Karma Yoga, he discusses how to do with intelligence. Karma Yoga with intelligence. And he tells, Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyakta manishinaha janma bandhamidam mukta padam gachantamyam. He has explained here that the body is destroyed and the soul is permanent. And here, Karma Yoga with intelligence, he is telling, when you do it with intelligence, hey, you transcend birth and death. Right? Then he says, that's why Buddhi Yoga or Yoga of intelligence. And what is that? Engage, Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanono vidhiyate. Senses are, always running. Engage them in my service. तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वसेहि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Then you are situated in yoga, O Arjuna. So you can see here, Lord Krishna is not talking just about Sankhya Yoga. He is talking Sankhya Yoga, he is talking Karma Yoga, he is talking Karma Yoga with Buddhi and Buddhi Yoga as well. That's why Prabhupada calls this contents of Gita summarized. Make sense, Prabhu Mataji?
Yeah. Prabhu.
Chapter 3 is Karma Yoga. Because he started off with Karma Yoga, he is doing this. And here he tells about, well, you may do your karma for your pleasure, but offer results to me. Right? Here the person is not yet ready to do karma for him. Right? Offer the results or enjoy the results. For example, it is in this chapter, right, that we see yajnadhat karmanom yatra. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhu.
3:9. Could you please check?
Yeah. A library with that.
Yajnadhat karmanom yatra lokoyam karma bandha tadadham karma kaunteya. He is telling you should do karma for me. Right? But he is saying, you can enjoy the fruits after offering it. Right? Tadadham karma kaunteya. Do that for the sake of yajna. That means offer the results to me. Right? He is not yet talking at the level of, doing the karma for him. He is talking, saying, look, karma has to be done for me, but at least you perform the yajna karma so that you can enjoy the results. Right? That's why he goes on further and says Devatas has performed yajna and they have got, powers, etc., etc. He explains here. Now, when it comes to chapter 4, I'm trying to keep it at a very, very high level so that you understand the connectivity. Nothing more than that. Chapter 4 is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga. This is where he tells Arjuna about himself. He says, I am, somebody seems to have come. Let me check. No, nobody. That's fine. Right, this is where he says, I am the source of everything. I'm unborn. He says I'm unborn. Ajopisan avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropisan. I am the Supreme Ishvara. Or Supreme Lord. He tells in 4. And he says, in the same 4th chapter, he says, my birth and my death, my appearance, janma karma, my appearance and my activities are transcendental. And further states, because as you are my devotee and dear friend, I have chosen to teach you this knowledge that I had taught earlier to sun god, and over a period of time the chain has been broken. Make sense? Yes?
Yes.
He, Jnana Yoga or Divya Jnana, he is now giving the real transcendental knowledge. Yes?
Yes.
Right. Anybody has any doubts? Please stop me immediately. This in Sanskrit is called Karma Sannyasya Yoga. What does sannyasa mean?
Renouncing.
Right. Sannyasa means renouncing. Right? So karma sannyasa, giving up desire to work according to one's sense triggers. Right? Focusing on doing work for the pleasure of Krishna. No attachment to the results of karma, as well as no attachment to the type of karma performed for Lord Krishna. Make sense?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
But Prabhu, it's like Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa Yoga look similar. Like when you try to understand it
Correct.
more,
Here
it's
it's
very.
about, we have the karma for one's own pleasure.
Oh, okay.
One's own pleasure. Right? And also desiring the results.
Oh,
But, offer whatever desired results we have got, received to Lord Krishna.
so that means householders like us, we are always in Karma Yoga only,
To an
not
extent,
Karma,
we are doing karma yoga.
not Karma Sannyasa Yoga. We can't go to that extent.
No, when we are doing karma for Lord Krishna, like when we are cooking, we start thinking how can this item be pleasing to Krishna?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Not that today I want to eat pizza, so I'll make it pizza.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu? That's the difference. So that's where, when we are trying to perform, we get to dhyana yoga, or we are meditating about Lord Krishna. Make sense?
Yeah.
And of all those, Lord Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. Of all such, meditating or meditation oriented souls, the one who is completely surrendered to Lord Krishna. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana, whose mind is completely, mind, intelligence and ego along with the soul is completely surrendered to Lord Krishna, offered, I wouldn't say surrendered yet, offered to Lord Krishna, is the topmost devotee. Right? That's what he says in the last verse of 6th chapter. Now comes the 7th chapter. Now that we have been doing duty, we are meditating on Lord Krishna. Think of this as chapter 4, because you are all in Melbourne, and in Australia you drive vehicles, and to drive a vehicle first you have to read that WIC manual, right? Yes? Read that WIC manual and give a written test. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Right. Jnana Yoga is like the WIC manual. Right? Karma Sannyasya Yoga is like the training you undergo with an instructor. Whatever you have learned, you will start practicing saying that Karma Sannyasya Yoga. You are practicing saying that, hey, do not press the accelerator too much. Right? Do not apply the brake too fast. Indicate when you are going. So you are slowly learning there. Then, whatever mistakes we commit, we start meditating upon those and we improve ourselves, and then we get our driving license because we have got vijnana, or applied knowledge. Right? Make sense? Or realized knowledge. This is applied knowledge or realized knowledge obtained through practice and meditation. Make sense? Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mata.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Right? That's why Krishna says in this chapter, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mam Yeva Ye Prapadyante Mayam Yetam Tarantite. So here Krishna says Maya is insurmountable, but one who surrenders to me transcends Maya. So he now gives the formula, right? When one understands this formula, chapter 8 is Akshara Para Brahma Yoga, or understanding the infallible and indestructible Brahman qualities. This is where Lord Krishna says, right? Antyakalecha mameva anusmaraidhyacha. One's meditation should be such that even while breathing one's last, one can think of Lord Krishna. So here, what is being, here it's a training, well, just so that it doesn't move, which is training on the way to practice, to become better. sense?
Yes, Prabhu.
Right? Once one is becoming better, then comes chapter 9, Raja Vidya, king of knowledge. Right? What is the king of knowledge? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mamamasturu. Become my devotee. Right? Offer respects to me. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Worship me. So do everything for Lord Krishna. Be connected clearly with Lord Krishna. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So therefore, even if someone accidentally commits a mistake, will still be able to recover, recoup, and progress further. See the point? अभिचेतु दुराचारो भजते माम अनन्य भक्त साधुर्येव समन्तव्यः सम्यक् व्यवस्थितो हि सहा. Does that make sense, Prabhu and Mataji?
Yes.
Then Krishna actually starts revealing himself, right? Vibhuti Yoga, or transcendental material representations of the transcendental potencies of Lord Krishna. What are they? Of the mountains I am Meru. Right? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Of the elephants I am Airavata. Yes? So these sort of the best of the best, right, is Lord Krishna. His transcendental potencies, their material representations. So this is knowledge or better understanding of Krishna potencies. Lord Krishna's potencies, from our own limited material perspective with appropriate examples. Make sense? Yes, Prabhu Mataji?
Yes.
Chapter 11, right? Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga. So, seeing the Vishwarupa form or Virata Rupa or universal form. Now, earlier chapter we had understood bits and pieces about Lord's potencies. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhu.
But here, what we are understanding is, here we now come to know how everything is resting upon the Lord Himself. Make sense? Right? So, whatever elementary understanding we gained in chapter 10 is consolidated in chapter 11. Make sense? Consolidated / integrated. Make sense, Prabhu and Mataji?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now that we know Krishna, obviously Bhakti Yoga. Right? Devotional service to Lord Krishna. Right. Now we have to understand the difference. Here, from 10.8 to 10.12, in chapter 10, 10.8 to 10.12, we understand how Lord is the supreme, and he gives one who desires to know about him the required intelligence. All right? In 12th chapter, from 12.8 to 12.12, Lord tells us how we have to apply what we had understood in chapter 10 and chapter 11. Why do I say chapter 11? If you see in chapter 11.55, the final verse, Lord Krishna tells us how we should act. Let me show you that 11.55 to talk about it. मत्कर्म कृत् मत्परमो मद्भक्तः संगवर्जितः निर्वैरः सर्वभूतेषु यः स मामेति पांडवा. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. That's the conclusion of the 11th chapter. Yes? You see what Lord Krishna is saying there? How things have to be done exclusively for Lord Krishna with devotion. That's where in 12.8 to 12.12 he tells us how we have to apply what we had understood through all this. So in 12.8, I'll spend a few minutes on this chapter and then we'll... Oh, sorry. Okay, wrong place to hit and enter. 12.8. Engage your mind and intelligence upon me. 12.9. If you cannot do the above, right, practice devotional service. 12.10. If you cannot practice devotional service, do work for me. 12.11. If you cannot do work for me, if you cannot work for me, offer the results of your work. Make sense, right? You know, chapter 3, yes?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Chapter 3 and chapter 5, yes? Chapter 7, right? Chapter 9, yes, Mataji? Prabhu?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. Then 12.12 categorizes everything else. How? Like this. Else as which is better than the other. Jnana better than dhyana. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanat. Dhyana, better. Okay, which is worse than the other. Let me go it that way, so that it becomes easier. Which is worse than the other. Jnana, right? Which is worse or which is better? This is which is better, sorry. Which is better than the other. Jnana, Jnana, Dhyana, Shreyo hi Jnana Abhyasa. Yeah, which is better, right? Okay. First is blind or sentimental practice, right? That means no reference to scriptures. So what one feels one does. Better than that, jnana or knowledge of what to do, right? Better than that is dhyana, which is meditating on what to do, right? Better than that is karma phala tyaga, or offering results of one's actions to Lord Krishna. Right? If I change it to verse, deliberately I am changing it to verse, what happens is, this comes at the top, right? This comes next. Then this comes next. And finally, this comes. Now you see how the chapters of Bhagavad Gita are arranged, right? Karma Sannyasa Yoga, right? You see Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, right? Yes? Vijnana Yoga, right? This Karma Phala giving, better than Karma Phala is Karma Sannyasya. Better than Karma Sannyasya is Bhakti, Vijnana Yoga, Raja Vidya, and everything, and finally Bhakti. You see how the gradation is happening? Chapter 3, Chapter 5, Chapter 7, Chapter 9, Chapter 12. Prabhu and Mataji?
Yes.
Does that make sense based on our discussion earlier? Right?
Yeah.
Now that all of this has been taught, now let me see what the time is. I don't want to hold you up too late. Are you all good to go? It's already 4:30, which is 9 p.m. there. Right? Are you all good to go for another half hour, or shall we cover on Monday?
I am okay, Prabhuji. For me, like it's fine. We can finish this one today.
No, you're fine, Mataji. Let's hear other devotees as well. Everyone's coming.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, great. Then let's continue. In another half hour, we'll close this max. So now that this has been understood, right? Now comes chapter 13. Why? While you are practicing all of this, how to avoid the fall down, right? What is chapter 13? What is chapter 13 in Sanskrit? Please look it up.
Kshetra Kshetrajna.
Kshetra Kshetrajna Yoga. Right. Body, knower of the body, field, knower of the field, field or body, knower of the field, Jivatma, soul, and super soul, right? Why is it important? Having been performing devotional service, important to understand the differences, important to realize the differences Here it's the realization between the body, soul, super soul, and Supreme Lord Krishna. Does it make sense, Mataji? Prabhuji?
Yes.
Right?
Prabhuji, Super Soul itself is the Supreme Lord, right?
Yeah, but Super Soul is a partial manifestation of the Supreme Lord.
Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna.
That we will come to in 15th chapter, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Okay, that will come to in 15th chapter, and there we will discuss how Super Soul is a manifestation, an ansha of the Supreme Lord. Yes, Prabhu? Okay, now chapter 14. Having understood this, what we need to understand? What is the name of this chapter in Sanskrit?
Gunatraya Vibhag.
Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. That means, it means
Modes of material.
categorization, okay, of activities based on the three modes of material nature. Right? Why? Okay, I'll make it easier for you when you're reading. Why? Why such categorization? To ensure that while performing devotional service, while trying to be Krishna conscious, I wouldn't say while trying to be Krishna conscious, we assess each of our actions appropriately to make any preventive, to ensure any preventive and or corrective actions. Make sense? We are chanting today. We turn around and we start thinking electricity bill to be paid out. Right? We remember the electricity bill just while we are chanting. Right? If you're working in the IT industry and if you're working on something and if that hasn't finished, it's while chanting that we'll get the brilliant idea to solve that.
Yes.
And with the laptop there, it's immediately the urge comes, hey, chant after that. First let me capture this. With all the work from home, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So these sort of things, when the thought comes pushing it away, how do we know, hey, this is Rajoguna, this is Tamoguna? Look, I have chanted a whole mala, but did not think about Krishna. You know, I went into Rajoguna thinking about my work. Then I said, that fellow has criticized me. I have to today take him to task in the meeting. From Shuddha Sattva, I have moved to Rajoguna to Tamoguna. Right, Prabhu Mataji? While we are chanting, when Krishna is dancing on our tongue, we are in the Shuddha Sattva mode. Yes or no?
Yes.
So instead of being in Sattva-guna, with all these thoughts and entertaining those thoughts while chanting, we are moving towards Tamo-guna as well. To understand that and to correct that. Yes? Chapter 15. Purushottama Prapti Yoga. Or obtaining / being in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. would that be possible? When we understand material world is a perverted reflection
Yeah.
of the spiritual world. Yes?
Yeah.
15.1. Right?
Yeah.
A tree's reflection in the waters of the pond it is situated on the bank of. Make sense? The tree is at the bank of a pond, so its reflection is perverted, right?
Yeah.
For example, when a leaf falls, when a dry leaf falls into the pond, from this tree, the reflection in water is completely improper. Yes or no? Even if a leaf falls, there will be ripples of water. The tree was not bent. Yes or no? To get over that, what should we do? Use 15.2 says, use Asanga Shastra. Asanga Shastra. Or sword of detachment. Sword of detachment. How would that be possible? With attachment to Lord Krishna. Knowing what?
Krishna is supreme.
Krishna is supreme. Who is inferior? Two kinds of souls. Shara or fallible, Akshara
Infallible.
infallible. So, how is Krishna supreme? He expands and is present in each and every atom as the super soul or Paramatma. Right? And what does the super soul do? He is a witness
Witness.
and a sanctioner in the 14th. Right? Based on how much we are willing to reach out to him, to that extent he guides us. Make sense?
That's true.
Understanding that the Kshara, Akshara and Paramatma are due to Lord Krishna himself, we realize eventually that he is the supreme person. Does that make sense? Lovely Mataji, any questions here?
So why Prabhupada always uses that word like a supreme personality of Godhead, where we can't see anywhere else, only in
Yes.
ISKCON books.
Yeah, I'll come to that, Prabhu. I'll come to
Yes.
that. That's the
Okay.
last part of the discussion, Prabhu.
Okay.
In the 18th chapter. Right, Prabhu? Chapter 16. Please, somebody give me the Sanskrit name. You can search in
Daivasura Sampada
No.
Vibhava Yoga.
Daivasura
Yeah.
Sampat Vibhava
Sampat
Yoga.
Vibhava Yoga.
Right? Well, what does Sampat mean? The word Sampat in Sanskrit means what?
Wealth.
Yes, Mataji. Right? Why is it a wealth when you divide? Why is it a wealth when we divide or categorize aspects into divine and demoniac? Any guesses?
One is beneficial, the other one is not beneficial.
Knowing what is good and what is bad. What is good and what is bad. That wealth of knowledge or know-how permits us to continuously improve our service and offerings to Lord Krishna. Make sense? Yes? Now please give me the title of chapter 17.
70. Shadyatraya Vibhava Yoga.
Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. Right. Shraddha or strong faith based on the three modes of material nature. Right? Now let's come to chapter 13. Chapter 14, sorry. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga or three modes of material nature. Yes?
Yeah.
After knowing Bhakti Yoga, why did it become important to know the three modes of material nature? Bhakti Yoga is the culmination. Why know about three modes? The reason is very, very simply to be able to differentiate, to be able to discriminate, differentiate, appropriately categorize even our own actions within yoga practice and better our practice eventually, gradually and eventually. Make sense? Yes, Prabhu Mataji?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
While that's knowledge, this is going to the level of practice. In chapter 16, it's knowledge. In the chapter 17, it's going to the level of practice. Right? Make sense?
Yeah.
So what is chapter 18 finally?
Moksha Sannyasa Yoga.
Moksha
Sannyasa.
Sannyasa Yoga. What does sannyasa mean?
Renounce.
Renunciation.
Renounce.
Then And why moksha? Why even moksha sannyas? Understanding sannyasa is giving up desires, and even desiring moksha is a kind of desire. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right? So, if that's not to be desired, what should be desired? Krishna repeats a second time what he said in the 9th chapter. What did we see in the 9th chapter? Become my devotee. Yes. Worship, offer respects to me. He repeats that again in the 18th chapter. And then tells, only by devotion can one understand me as I am in complete tattva or spiritual realization as the one and only one person, not impersonal, i.e., that is the supreme person or the supreme personality of Godhead. Because there are many devatas, but the head God, who is a person, he is the supreme personality of Godhead. When one understands this, one would be obviously thinking, how should I do better? When one understands, one starts meditating how to execute devotional service better. Yes or no?
Yes.
When this understanding is, when this thought process is there, Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Abandon
All religions.
all varieties of religions and just
Surrender unto
unto Lord
me.
Krishna. Yes?
Yes, Maharaj.
Then Lord Krishna asks Arjuna whether he has any further doubts. Arjuna responds, none at all, will do as you had instructed. Knowing, realizing and acting thus is real application of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In other words, living Bhagavad Gita as it is. Otherwise, it is just armchair philosophy. As Srila Prabhupada Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
This
Krishna.
is what we had to cover. Any questions?
Prabhu, can you please save this document and send
I
it?
will save it,
Thank
Prabhu,
you.
and I'll share it with you
Yeah.
via WhatsApp, Prabhuji, right? So
Yes.
you can share
Yes.
with everyone.
Sure.
Right in front of you, I shall save this. 3 columns of 3. Bhagavad Gita has these chapter summary in Sanskrit. That's a better one. Chapters summary. Better let me name it that way. Not a web page study. I need it as a Word document. Save. Okay, Bhagavad Gita has these chapters summary. Any questions, Prabhu Mataji? Any comments? Anything that you want me to change so that it's better for you? Happy to receive feedback, please.
Prabhuji, this is a very nice format, Prabhuji. Like, I really like it because you are also typing so that we are not forgetting like what you are saying. Like, yeah,
Sure, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
yeah. Hare Krishna. And also, you gave that answer which you asked me, that 15.1, which I don't remember, the reflection of that tree in the
No, I
water.
mean, it wasn't.
Yeah.
The reason is these are all very, very important for our Krishna consciousness, Mataji.
True, Prabhuji.
It's not just about, it's not just about, reading them. It's about
Yeah.
understanding and trying to digest, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I, for one, would say this one thing. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from doing anything extra, etc., Mataji. That's not at all my intent. But
Yeah.
I strongly believe in one thing. Rather than knowing 100 things, know one thing, but know it properly.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
That way what happens is, we are clear on that part of trying to know Lord Krishna.
Yeah.
We may not be able to convince others, but we won't get convinced. It's better not to get convinced.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how to save myself when the oxygen mask comes, but I'm trying to help the other person while in the flight. Right?
Yeah.
पहले जियो, बाद में जीने First live and then let the other people live. It's not the James Bond movie, die and let die or something like that. Prabhupada has taught us, it's not art of dying, it's the art of living.
Yeah.
They say, no, Prabhupada has taught us the art of dying. Why? Your death should be an example for others to practice how you are fearless in death. Antyakale cha mameva. Because living what is there, you will take a few deep breaths, exhale a few deep breaths, you can blow the conch better. People will say, wow, look at Prabhu, look at Mataji, how wonderfully they blow the conch. And you think, wow, how wonderfully have I blown the conch. The purpose of blowing the conch is forgotten, it's for Krishna, not for us. Right? Then we say, I'll have to do more pranayama so that my lungs will expand and I can blow the conch better. Blow, blow, blow. We have blown away our devotional service. After all, what is this life? It comes with one breath and goes with another breath.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the elementary thing that we forget. Therefore, we need to be very, very focused on helping ourselves first.
Yeah.
And once we help ourselves a little bit, we should then turn around and try and help others to the extent we can. Not beyond what we can. Yes?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that we overreach or try to overteach. As Prabhupada says, practice what you preach.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hare Krishna. That's the
Hare
purpose
Krishna.
of Bhagavad Gita, because this is how we should understand Bhagavad Gita, and this forms the basis for Srimad Bhagavatam. So from Monday, we will cover how we should, approach Srimad Bhagavatam. So please don't expect discussing Bhagavatam within the next 3 or 4 sessions, because understanding that how to approach Bhagavatam is in itself a complete concept. So you won't be getting something simple structured like Bhakti Shastri with me. It will be understanding the essence, going through the connectivity of the chapters, the 12 cantos first, and the chapters within the cantos, and then going to the actual chapters. So if you are looking at doing the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, I would say we are at least a month and a half away. At least a month and a half away, provided you don't ask me questions and I do a very great job of conveying it to you, unless the ball is bouncing off the wall or it is a true bouncer. Right? Unless that is the case and you don't ask me questions saying that somehow this, elderly devotee is saying something, let's not insult him, let's go there, sit for 1.5 hours, let him hammer us, and then we'll come back, take, a Panadol. If that is the case, there is nothing. It will be 6 weeks. Whereas if you go back, mull over, and come back and ask questions, right, it could take a little longer. Right? The moment it becomes challenge and response, Prabhuji and Mataji, what happens is we'll have to deep dive a bit and understand. Right? Once we understand the whole context with which Srimad Bhagavatam has been given by Srila Vyasadeva to us, then going and reading the verses and the purports will give us a better perspective. That's the basis of this. So how much of Srimad Bhagavatam will we cover? Don't know. It's Krishna's mercy. Right? 60 plus. How much time have I left? I do not know. Right? So we leave it to Guru and Krishna, and we'll do it sincerely. Wherever the Guru and Krishna take us, we'll go there. If it's not me, there will be somebody else who will do a better service. That's the way it is. So we'll continue. We'll continue 3 days a week, and we'll do this. Okay?
Okay. Yes.
I know it's quite
Hare
late
Krishna.
already. It's already 9:45. You have to go to bed. So we'll stop here.
More only.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bibal Prasad Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances.
The most respectful obeisances, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
How are you, Mataji and kids, Prabhu?
Going Prabhu, just moved the house from eastern suburb to western suburb.
Oh, okay. Again you have shifted, is it? Okay.
Yes.
Sure. Wonderful. Quite some time since I've had your association. Probably you are
Yes, Prabhu.
services, Prabhu.
Still I am settled down this house.
No problem at all, Prabhuji.
I changed it. That's why I have not come to the class, but I am seeing what your messages and all.
Yeah. Sure, Prabhu. No issues,
Today morning Ajay Prabhu also called me.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we have just started today, Prabhu, so we'll do it. Please, you, Mataji, whenever convenient, please join. It's all your business.
Definitely, Prabhu. I am also changing from my afternoon shift to day shift.
Oh, great. Wonderful, Prabhu.
Then, okay. This is a golden opportunity to me, for my family also. I also should be like you.
No, very, very.
because you are remembering each and every verse in the Bhagavad Gita. I am shameful.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Yes.
It's wonderful, wonderful. Great.
Okay.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much for your association, Prabhu.
No, thank you for your association. Thanks to all the devotees for engaging me in Lord Krishna's service. Thanks a lot. Hare Krishna. Hare
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Dandasalam. Sadhu
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah. Prabhu, I'll upload the recording a little later. We are heading to the temple, Prabhu, and then
Yeah.
I'll send the link out to you.
Thank you.
Probably
Okay.
towards later tonight.
Yeah,
We are
thank
heading
you.
to the temple for
Thank
this.
you.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yes, no
Hare
problem.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.